My typical day, I wake up at about 5. I have to go and do all the fires in the whole house. I have to sneak into everyone's bedrooms and try and do their fires while they're asleep. How awful is that? Then, after I've snuck into everyone's bedrooms upstairs and made the fires so they're nice and warm when they wake up, I have to come downstairs and wake all the servants up, which is not a good job because everyone hates you when you're banging to wake them up.
Well, she gets woken up first of all at about 6 o'clock in the morning, get dressed, look presentable before I head downstairs, and we would go to the drawing room or the library and we'd open up the shutters, we'd plump up the cushions, we'd make it look lovely and presentable for the family.
We get ready very quickly, go and oversee a bit of cleaning and making sure the rooms were ready and the dusting, and wait for one of the bells to ring, which means one of the girls has woken up.
And they're off.
I come down to the kitchen because the main thing is we've got to feed the servants first. Are the tea trays ready?
All ready, Mrs. Patmore.
And then we have to make sure that everyone's prepared and ready for the big breakfast for upstairs.
Mrs. Hughes gets up to make sure all the housemaids are doing their duties properly, whilst the family are down having their brekkie. That's very late in the day. It's practically brunch by the time they all get up.
Bates's major duty would span the whole day. His grandson's valet, his right-hand man, he would help him to get dressed, and he would choose what sort of clothing he was going to wear that day, and that would be dictated by if he was going to go for a walk, or maybe he was going to go riding or something. And then you have your duties during the day.
His lordship's dressed.
It's an early start, but not as early as, for example, the kitchen staff, so we can come down a little bit later, not too much later, but just to be on hand to bring it up to the dining room.
Good morning, Carson. Good morning, my lord.
Once the family have then come down, we would then go upstairs and we'd make the bed. So we'd blitz the entire bedrooms and we'd roll back the covers and change the sheets and the pillowcases.
I might try and grab breakfast before then her ladyship waking up and me taking her breakfast tray up to her and getting her dressed. Whatever Lady Cora wants to do during that day, I've got to be prepared for. And she can get changed, I think, up to about 5 or 6 times a day.
They'll probably change for lunch, they might change for afternoon tea when they come back in, and then they'll change again for dinner. So there's a lot of work goes into that. Yeah, it's hard work.
Never stop eating from morning till night. Why they weren't the sides of houses, I do not know, but they eat all day long.
It was all geared to food with these 4 meals, so it was mostly running up and down with trays and getting things ready.
We're the front room staff, we're the guys who go on and bring the wonderful meals up, and we make sure that all the guests are served at the right time, in the right order, because obviously there's a social etiquette that we need to observe. And that's all done under the wonderful conducting arms and eyes of Carson the butler.
He runs the operation, the factory that is Downton Abbey. Carson's in charge and just making sure that everything runs smoothly. The footmen, the valets, everybody comes under my command.
It's kind of customer service, really. We're the only ones the guests would see, so we'd welcome them in, take their coats, and sort of generally look after them. Because the house was rated on the look of your footman.
It can involve stuff from cleaning the silverware and polishing, right through to stocking the house throughout with Coyle, running errands to the village and stuff like that, picking up telegrams. A little bit of a glamorous dog's body. You're basically off the clock, sort of officially, when the last member of the gentry, so to speak, go upstairs to bed. Then you know the rest of the night's your own. 12 o'clock in the morning, yeah, basically. Carson or Mrs. Hughes, the housekeeper, will give us the nod and say, right, you're free to go.
Then she might go and have a chat to Mr. Carson, and they would recap on the day's events and just generally wind down with the day.
I think I'll turn in. Good night, Mrs. Hughes.
Good night, Mr. Carson.